Hello, good morning, good evening, and welcome to Bigg World Cinema. Without further ado, we'll continue with what you're here for. And to ensure this channel survives, please don't skip the ads. Thank you. Okay, in this video I explain how my Philippines adventure began and my personal thoughts on what you need to know on retiring or living here long term. So I didn't come to the Philippines with the intention of living here. It happened by accident. Well, COVID happened, actually. I'd spent a couple of winters in Thailand and India and decided I wanted to be away from the UK for a couple of years. So in the summer of 2019 I started making plans for my escape, which was actually quite a major undertaking. I'd previously done a similar thing in 2007 when I went off to Japan and visited other countries during an economic recession and was away for 21 months. Before that trip I'd packed up all my possessions and put them into a storage unit in London, which was costing me $600 a year to rent. So I wanted to do things differently this time, as I didn't know how long I was going to be away. It's amazing when you have a home how much you accumulate, as if you need to fill the space that you're occupying. I was renting a space in Brighton that I used as a photographic studio, so all the equipment had to be discarded. I had vinyl going back to the 70s, which I put on eBay, as well as books, cameras, lighting equipment and clothes. In fact, I spent that whole summer eBaying my life. All I was left with were 6 crates of personal possessions, which are now stored at a friend's house in Tunbridge Wells, plus my hi-fi system and treasured vinyl, which is being put to good use by my mate Caffrey in Bedford. So I've nothing much left at all. In December 2019 I departed the UK for Thailand. AirBnB was expensive in the centre of the city, so I got a flat share in the Ari area. Stayed there for 3 months, then flew to Cebu in March 2020. I'd originally planned staying for only 2 months, had an onward ticket to Jakarta, then COVID happened. So I ended up staying for 3 years. Have exited once and now back again. So you've made the decision to move to the Philippines. Hopefully you've been here already. You haven't just made your decision by watching random YouTubers. You need to experience the Philippines for yourself first. You might not like it. After all, you wouldn't choose to marry a Filipina without road testing her first, would you? So I'd advise you to come here for a few months first to get a feel for the place. I decided on Cebu City as the size of Manila felt a bit daunting to me. I'd also done my research on YouTube, binge watching numerous videos by Gio, and also Rike, who I'd later meet for lunch as he was staying in my condo at the time. Through them I pinpointed IT Park in Cebu as the area to stay. Took a bus from Mactan Airport to SM City, then took a taxi from SM City to my Airbnb, making sure the meter was running as the taxi driver wanted to negotiate a higher price. The following day I went to the Globe store in IT Park to buy a Philippines SIM card. Even after the guy had loaded $10 of credit on my phone, it took me a while to understand how the different price plans work and how to just use some of that $10 credit to load your phone for a certain number of days, how many gigs of data you're going to have, and how much it will cost you. My Samsung phone, which I bought in the Philippines, is dual SIM. So I've also got a UK SIM card on a Tesco pay-as-you-go plan. I use this number when banks in the UK need to authorise any transactions. Actually, I'd advise you to have 2 phones, both with dual SIMs. On the other phone you could use a Philippines smart SIM, plus a second SIM from your home country, in case the original phone is lost. Smartphones nowadays are our lifelines. What happens if that first phone is misplaced or stolen? Travel around. Are you a city or beach person? Flights in the Philippines are so cheap. You can jump on planes and spend a few days in each destination to give you an idea of where you want to live. Living in the province or at a beach is not an option for me. I love beaches, but there are no cities with decent beaches nearby, are there? I need to be close to a bookstore. Walking into fully booked in Cagayan de Oro after 2 months in small towns and beaches, it made me realise how much I missed the bigger Philippine cities whilst travelling around. So you've been here and have travelled around and decided to make the Philippines your permanent home. Now you've gone back to your home country to pack up. Don't just pack all your stuff away and put it into storage. Get rid of it. You've either made a decision to come here or not. Stop sitting on the fence. Get rid of all that shite. You don't need it anymore. And when you do return here for your retirement or longer stay, don't bring loads of stuff with you. How many shirts, shorts and boxer shorts do you need to wear in one day? I came away with one small backpack. I now have a laptop bag as well, which contains my laptop, funnily enough, plus my leads, chargers, etc. I split my total load of 7 kilos between these 2 bags. That's carry-on only. I don't ever put stuff in the aircraft hold. Loosen your load. You don't need to bring very much. You can buy the majority of stuff here anyway. Although if you're an extra large, you might want to bring your size with you, as they don't cater for big fellas here. Also, if you're a tech guy, I would invest in a decent laptop before coming here. I'm on the lookout for a new MacBook Pro, which are expensive here. I've previously bought refurbished MacBooks in the UK, but refurbished MacBooks don't appear to be an option here. I did buy my Canon GR7 Mark II on Facebook Marketplace, which I got for a good price. But soon after I bought it, it stopped working and needed to be sent for repair in Manila, which cost me over $120. Phones are cheap, but cameras and laptops you're best off bringing with you. Health insurance. If you've got ailments and get sick easily, then you should consider this. I'm 62 and don't have any health or travel insurance. Cost of health insurance is around $3,000 per annum, which is expensive. I'm a gambling man and frugal, so forget that. Before you fly to the Philippines, you need to have booked an onward or return ticket out of the country within the period of your first visa, which is normally 30 days. The airline company may ask you to show this before you leave your home country. You're planning to stay here indefinitely, but to begin with, you'll probably be on a tourist visa when you first arrive, which is valid for 30 days. So you need to show a ticket out of the country within 30 days. Some people assume that telling the immigration officer at the airport that you're planning to live here indefinitely and you're not going to need an onward ticket is not the way to go. Just book a throwaway ticket from onwardticket.com for $15 within the first 30 days and say, I'm only staying here for 30 days if asked, which probably you won't be. Once you're stamped into the country, you will need to apply for a visa waiver to extend your stay for a further 29 days, either online or at an immigration office. I've heard that trying to extend online is problematic as foreign bank cards are not accepted. So you need to go and pay for the visa waiver at the 7-Eleven. And whilst you're doing that, you may as well just go to the immigration office instead. The cost of the first 30 days is free. Then the first visa waiver will cost 3,030 pesos, which is around $53. Then after 2 months, when you go for an extension, you need to pay for an alien registration card or ACR card, which costs an additional $50, which is valid for a year. The ACR card is basically worthless, an identity card that is a necessary requirement. Your tourist visa can now be extended for either 2 or 6 months. Although only 2 6-month visas are issued during a 3-year period. At the moment, you're able to stay for 3 years on a tourist visa without needing to leave the country. Some offices give out 6-month visas freely. Others will insist that you are married to a Filipina to obtain one. To obtain my first 6-month extension, I told the immigration office I needed a 6-month visa to apply for my Philippine driving license, which was true at the time. If you're over 50, you can also apply for a special residence retirees visa, an SRRV, which can be obtained if you have a pension of $800 per calendar month. But you also need to deposit $10,000 into a Filipino bank and also pay $1,500 for the application to be processed. So, talking about Filipinas, have you been chatting to anyone online already? I made the fateful mistake of signing up to a couple of dating sites a couple of months before I was scheduled to arrive. Please don't make that mistake. And don't for 1 minute believe that the person you're chatting to is the person in the photograph. My rule of thumb is that the majority of people you're engaging with online are scammers. A lot of profiles too readily give out their WhatsApp numbers. After a few messages, I would ask for their Facebook Messenger name. The majority of Filipinas have at least one Facebook profile. From there you can find their other profiles, as they always like their other profiles' posts. And then you can see photographs of their Filipino boyfriend and child. If she says she doesn't have a Facebook profile, that is a bit of a red flag. The majority of Filipinas have got Facebook profiles. If they've got one, they've got 20. Also, try video calling her. If the line doesn't connect and she sends a message saying, "Oh, I can't talk at the moment," and she keeps saying that, then that's another red flag. Also, if you video call her and she is real, she could still turn out to be a scammer. If she is a scammer, she'll reveal her true colours quite quickly anyway. Actually, though I'm quite cynical about dating websites, I found my Filipina girlfriend on Dating Asia, and she turned out to be an exception who never asked for anything, even when we lived together. But if I was coming again for my first time, I would wait until I arrived. The old expression, boots on the ground, is good advice to follow. If you can meet a Filipina in person without the dating site, you can see what she really looks like. Go to the mall, Filipinos love their malls, which are great places to escape from the heat. A mall's a mall, in my opinion, soulless places. But in some cities, that's all there is. If you really want to stand out from the other expats, avoid Manila and Cebu and go and live in lesser traversed cities such as Bacolod or Iloilo. Don't bother with Dumaguete. Yeah, all the vloggers say how wonderful it is, but there's nothing to it at all. What about the boardwalk? Well, apart from the boardwalk, what about the lovely university campus? Well, apart from the lovely university campus, there's nothing in Dumaguete to get excited about. You can walk around it in a day. I went there for a fortnight and permanently had the trots from the dirty eateries there. But if you are a 60-year-old man wanting to date a Filipina in her 20s, don't assume she's with you just for your receding hairline. Recently I was watching a YouTube channel questioning Filipinas on dating Filipinos or foreigners. I can support myself, said one girl. I don't need a foreigner. And there you have it. We can all pack up and go home now. So which place are you going to settle? And are you going to live in a house or a condo? I prefer condos myself, with a pool, gym and balcony overlooking the neighbourhood, rather than a low-rise residence with your own front gate overlooking your own back passage. I initially had an Airbnb condo in Cebu for 14 months in IT Park. Then, having found where I'd rather be in Cebu City, I arranged a 6-month lease at a condo in Mabolo. You can negotiate different contract periods in different cities. If you're really hooked on Dumaguete, you can easily arrange places monthly there, which is less common in bigger cities such as Manila and Cebu, where tenants' owners will want to tie you down for at least 6 months. To get home PLDT broadband installed, it was easier to register the account in my girlfriend's name. Generally, the internet works okay in larger Philippine cities. But even in Iloilo, which is regarded as a fast-growing modern city, I tried numerous hotels in downtown city proper and found the whole area lacked decent internet. In some hotels, I was holding my smartphone up to the router in the corridor, with the dial barely registering. On remote islands such as Bantayan and Boracay, Panglao and Siargao, the internet really sucks. So compared to other Asian countries such as Thailand, Vietnam and Malaysia, Wi-Fi speed in the Philippines is left quite wanting, really. Here at BWC, we are a sharing community. So could you kindly keep Uncle content by sharing this video with your friends? Thank you. The cost of living. How much will I need to live on? Ha! The 6 million peso question. Such a stupid question, as you can literally spend as much as you want. The better question is, what amount of money do I require to live on comfortably each month? One of the positives about staying in a city for a long time is being able to negotiate longer contracts to save money. My average monthly cost of living in Bangkok was $860 per calendar month. In my condo in Cebu City, the cost, including electricity, water and internet, was 18,000 pesos per month, which works out at 320 American dollars. And my monthly cost of living in Cebu averaged at $620 per month. Was I living comfortably? I had a rooftop infinity pool, a gym, a balcony overlooking the city. I'd cook for myself, eat twice a day, drink moderately at the weekend. Commenters said, "It's not possible to live comfortably on that amount per month." Well, believe me, sweetheart, it is. Here at BWC, Uncle doesn't charge a subscription fee like Auntie does, but buying us a coffee would be much appreciated. Thank you. So, you're living here now? Do not expect this to be like living in your home country. Lower your expectations, otherwise you'll become easily rattled and irritable. Get yourself some expat mates who you can let off steam with. I'm not a bar hopper anymore, nor am I keen to keep a posse of Western mates to chew the fat with each week. But I do feel that having regular conversations with random expats of a Western mindset is important for your mental health. The oppressive heat will also make you irritable anyway, as will some Filipino customs that will take getting used to. I love Filipinos and living in the Philippines, but some of their traits, the infrastructure and brownouts will frustrate you, which I shall save for a future video. I hope you find something useful here. I'll be delighted to hear from you in the comment section below and how you're adjusting to life in the Philippines. Just a quick reminder to please click the thumbs up button if you liked the video, or thumbs down button if you didn't, obviously. Thank you. If you liked the video, please could you like, share and subscribe. And don't forget to ding the notification bell to see my videos before your friends. See you in the next video. Take care everyone.